Hello guys. If you drive for Uber or Lyft and finance your vehicle with the loan, you probably know that the loan interest is a tax-deductible expense. In this video, I will show you how to compute the amount of interest you paid on the loan in a year using Microsoft Excel. Alright, so in my example, I borrowed $20,000 when I bought a car. The interest rate was 4.99% per year. When you enter the number in the cell, make sure that you format it as a percentage, not as a general number. So my term was 5 years, and the payment frequency was monthly. The payment itself each month was $377.33. The next three numbers we will calculate ourselves. So the number of payment periods per year, in this case, is 12 because we pay monthly. The next number is very important. It's the interest per payment period. So we need to take our annual interest rate and divide it by the number of payments per year. And it will give us the interest rate per each payment period, in this case per month. And again, you need to format this number as a percentage. And the last number is the number of payment periods, because the loan is amortized over 5 years. We take our term, 5 years, and multiply it by the number of payments per year. Now we're ready to set up our table. I already put the column headers. So in this column, we're going to enter our payment periods. Here's how you can do it without typing manually from 1 to 60. You create a formula, and then you copy and paste it over 60 rows. So here I'm going to delete the 3 last rows because my payments end at payment number 60. In this cell, we're going to enter the loan balance, or also known as the principal balance, at the start, which is the $20,000 that you borrowed. In the next cell, we're going to enter our payment. Because it does not change, there are two ways to do it. You can simply type 377.33, or you can create an absolute reference to our cell B6. So if you want to play with the payment amount, you don't have to retype the payment amount 60 times. So here I'm creating an absolute reference, and the indication that the reference is absolute and not floating are the dollar signs, front and after letter B, and that you can actually type manually. Now we're going to figure out what portion of the monthly payment is the interest, which is the fee you pay to the bank for using their money, and what portion is the principal payment, which reduces the loan balance. This is similar to a mortgage payment, only in a mortgage, early in the term, the bulk of the payment is actually the interest. Because car loans are short-term, the greater portion of the payment is the principal, as we will see. Now we will find the interest portion of the payment. It will be a product of the balance at the start of the payment period times the interest per payment period. Because the balance of the loan at the start of the payment period is going to change each period, the reference to the balance is the floating reference, while the reference to the interest is an absolute because the interest rate stays the same. The other portion of your payment of $377 is the principal portion, which will reduce the loan balance. It's the difference between the payment and the interest portion of it. And the balance of the loan at the end of the period is the difference between the balance at the start of the period and the principal portion of the payment. Now I'm going to format the cells of the first row to express them as dollars and cents. The balance of the loan at the start of the payment period will be the balance at the end of the previous period. The payment is going to stay the same, so I'm just copying and pasting the cell, and you can see because it's an absolute reference, it still refers to our cell B6 in the spreadsheet. Same for interest, I'm going to copy and paste. You can see here how floating and absolute references work. Because reference to the loan balance at the start of a payment period is a floating reference, when I pasted interest into row 2, the reference to the balance also shifted to row 2. It's cell E4. But because reference to the interest rate is an absolute reference, it still refers to cell B8. Here I copy and paste formula for the principal into the next row. And again, I check that it's the difference between the payment and the interest. And the same for the formula for the balance at the end of the payment period. And again, I check that it's the difference between the balance at the start and the principal portion of the payment. And now we're ready to fill the rest of the table by copying formulas from row 2 into the next 58 rows. This number at the end should be really close to zero, within a few dollars. It may differ somewhat if your first payment was not exactly the same as the other payments, because maybe you bought car not on 1st of October but in the middle of the month. So let's say you bought the car in October of 2018, then the first 3 payments were in October, November and December of 2018. I'm going to highlight the first 3 rows to make it easier to see that those payments were in the year of 2018. So the next 12 payments then were made in year 2019, so I'm going to highlight next 12 rows in a different color. And the next 12 rows are from year 2020. In this cell, I'm going to compute the sum of all the interest payments made in 2020. And finally, this number, $779.39, is the amount of interest you paid on your car loan in year 2020, which is a tax-deductible expense.